been out here for a couple of hours now, and we've been seeing our people walking up and down the street all day long.
Right.
But I have a question. How many of y'all know y'all nationality?
Right.
Y'all don't know it. Why? Because we was destroyed in slavery.
Right.
Our black men and women walk up and down the street not knowing what their nationality is.
That's right.
You put on your application, African American.
That's right.
Black. Why won't you put other and put Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah, that's right.
Because that's who you are. You the Israelites according to the Bible.
Yeah, that's right.
Give me Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 26.
Bring it out. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 26. I said, I would scatter them into corners.
The Most High said he would scatter us into corners. And when did that happen? In the transatlantic slave trade. We were scattered to the four corners of the earth. Why? Because we broke God's laws. Read.
I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among them.
He said he would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
Bring it out.
That's why all other nations know you as nigger. And they don't know you as the Israelites.
Right, right.
Because our remembrance has ceased from among men. Hold that and give me Jeremiah 3 and 25. We finna show you why. We gotta wake up. We gotta come back to the knowledge of this Bible.
Right.
Y'all run into that church tomorrow morning and gonna get 10% of your paycheck.
Right.
We out here for free right now.
That's right.
Whatever question you got, we gonna answer it. Thus saith the Lord God.
That's right.
Read that for me, Hawk. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 25. We lie down in our shame. Our people has lied down in their shame.
Bring it out.
We are ashamed of who we are. Not knowing we're the greatest thing walking this planet Earth.
That's right.
And y'all ashamed.
Right.
Now you ought to be ashamed your pastor telling you you're a Gentile.
Right.
Keep reading now.
Bring it
And
out.
our confusion covereth us. And our confusion cover us. Read. For we have sinned against the Lord, our God. We have sinned against the Lord, our God. Because he's only your God. Believe it or not. Give me Amos chapter 3, verse 1, to prove that.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
That's it on that. Keep reading. We and our fathers, from our youth, even until this day, and have not obeyed the voice of the Lord our God. How has we not obeyed the voice of the Lord our God? By not keeping his commandments, by not keeping his Sabbath day holy. That's how. These commandments are not hard.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
It says, hear the word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt.
Read.
Saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Now he knows everybody.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
The Most High only know you blacks, Hispanics, and you Native Americans. Joel 2, verse 27.
Bring it out.
Read that from the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel. He said, ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel. Read.
Right.
And that I am the Lord your God. He said, I am the Lord your God. Read. And none else. And none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. We should never be ashamed to call ourselves Israelites.
That's right.
We're the greatest thing walking this planet Earth.
That's right.
It's our time that we wake out of sleep.
Right.
Give me that in Romans chapter 13, verse 11.
Bring it up.
And we gonna deal with this grace thing, because you Christians love using grace and faith.
Right.
We gonna break it down for you the correct way, unlike your Christian pastors.
That's right.
Give me that. You give me the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time. It says in that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of our sleep. You hear that, bro? It's our time that we awake out of sleep. It's our time to come back to the knowledge of this Bible. Did you know you was an Israelite according to the Bible? Let me ask you a question. Can you find yourself on this sign, bro?
I see you ain't just breaking on sweat like that. All praise.
That's right.
This ain't what tribe.
Very top, you talking about one of the tribes?
Which tribe you say? Which tribe you say for the American blacks? These are names of slaves. Who?
It says Judah.
You know who else came from the tribe of Judah?
Who's that?
Christ. We got Christ running through our veins. We don't even know it. You want to know why we the best basketball player, the best baseball and football player? We got Christ running through our veins.
That's right.
But guess what? Christ didn't leave us none of those things. The Most High left us this Bible. We got to come back to the knowledge of this Bible. That's one thing our people going to have to do. We're going to have to stop all this gang banging, all this pimping our women out. We're going to have to cut all that out and come back to the knowledge of this Bible. Thus said the Lord God. Slavery's in the Bible and slavery's Bible prophecy. Give me Deuteronomy 28:15. You give me Deuteronomy 28:32. Let me give you a couple of scriptures right here. Because our people as a nation, we don't know who we are. We don't know what family of the earth we come from. We just had a group of men up here. He just asked the question, what is their nationality? Half of them said black, half of them said African American. So what is our nationality? You just told me. Judah. That's your tribe. We rep the hell out of a gang sign, but we won't rep our tribe. Man, we repping Judah just like they were repping Theta on Stump the Yard.
That's right.
Read that for me. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, meaning this thing gonna happen, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Moses speaking to the children of Israel, let them know, if you do not listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, read, to observe, to do all his commandments. Did he just say the 10 commandments? All his commandments. It's more than 10 commandments, over 614 laws, statutes, and commandments. Read. And his statutes, which I command thee this day. It says this day. Read. That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. It said all these curses was going to come upon us and overtake us. Now another word for curse is evil things. Now evil things we're going to happen to the people that's on this sign right here. Let's see some of the evil things. Jump down to verse 32. You give me 46, 28 and 46.
Deuteronomy, verse 28.
Verse 32, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. It says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Who did that happen to in slavery? Right. Did it not happen to the blacks, Hispanics? Right. So they're showing you right there what? Slavery's in the Bible and slavery in the Bible prophecy. Keep reading now. And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. It says, and thou eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. Read. And there shall be no might in thine hand. And it says, and there shall be no might in thy hand. Why we didn't have the might in our hand? Why we didn't have the laws, statutes, and commandments with us? Once we go outside these laws, statutes, and commandments, that's when bad things gonna happen. You heard him in the verse 15, it says, if you do not hearken unto the voice of the Lord their God, all these curses was gonna come upon us.
Okay. Those commandments, brother.
Yeah, we got way more than that. Remember, we got laws, statutes, and commandments. Now
How many of those laws we gotta actually follow?
We gotta follow all of them. Just like we got the dietary law. You know about the dietary law?
I was raised Muslim.
Swine.
According to Christ, Christ said I have 2 commandments.
I know on these 2 hang
all the laws.
Okay, so, all the law.
So I ain't got to follow but 2.
No, you got to follow all. He said that's why it said hang on all.
If I'm following those 2, brother, how can I break out any of the others?
So what's that right there?
What's what?
Is that beef?
No.
Is that pork? So you feel like you ain't breaking the dietary law? Give me Matthew 5 and 17. Let me show you something.
I'm going to give you one when you're done, too.
Matthew 5 and 17. Read. The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I have come to destroy the law. So Christ said, think not that I come to destroy the law. Or the prophets. more than what the prophet said. Read.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
He said, I'm not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So what law did Christ fulfill? What law?
Colossians 2 and 16.
Now, what law did Christ come to fulfill?
He fulfilled God's prophecy, brother.
Holy.
He's that word.
Hebrews 10.
Is that?
We're going to show you what law he came to fulfill. Because remember, before Christ, under the law of Moses, we had to do what?
Follow the law.
Up under the law of Moses, we had to do what?
Before Christ appeared.
Before Christ, up under the law of Moses, what did our people do when they sinned? We had to do what?
You had to repent. No, you had to sacrifice.
Okay, so when Christ came, he
was the perfect sacrifice.
Okay, so he fulfilled the law of what?
Colossians 2 and 16.
Sacrifice.
Let no man therefore judge you for what you shall eat.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 4. For it is not possible
It said it's not possible. Read.
that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away
It
sin.
said it's not possible that the blood of bulls and the goats should take away sin.
True that.
Read.
Wherefore, when he cometh into the
It
world,
said, wherefore, when he cometh into the world, read.
he saith, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not,
Christ says, sacrifices and offerings thou wouldest not. Read.
but a body hast thou prepared me.
He says, a body has thou prepared me, because Christ did what? That perfect lamb that died for the nation of Israel. Read.
In burnt offerings
And burnt offering. Read.
and sacrifices.
Read.
And for sin thou hast had no pleasure. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book.
Then Christ had to say, lo, I come in the volume of the book. Meaning from this Old Testament all the way to the New. So we got to keep all the law. Christ just told you, I came not to destroy the law, but to fulfill.
Too long.
So you feel like you just got to keep two laws.
No, I feel like if I keep those two laws, I can't break those other laws.
What makes you feel like that and you breaking one now?
I'm not breaking a law.
So this not four?
It is
You
for.
mean Leviticus 11 and 7?
Give me Colossians 2 and 16, bro.
Yeah.
Colossians chapter 2, 16. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of any holy day.
Okay.
Those are shadow
What
of
does that
things to
mean?
come.
Give
Substance
me,
of Christ.
Ezekiel 45.
It means it's all about Christ.
Give me Ezekiel 45.
I love what you brothers doing. Don't get me wrong. I ain't here to dispute
Go
with
on,
you.
write that scripture down.
I appreciate it.
It says, say it again.
Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink
Go ahead.
or in respect of an holy day.
So it says, let no man love you in meat or in drink
Judge you.
or judge you in that, or in respect of a holy day, right? So when
You gotta
Christ,
finish.
hold on, so okay, go ahead, keep going, keep
You
going.
gotta finish.
Or of the new moon,
Go ahead.
or of the Sabbath day,
Go ahead.
which are a shadow of things to
Which
come.
are a shadow of things to come. Give me Ezekiel 45:17.
Ezekiel chapter 45, verse 17.
Because what we don't know is that this Bible is to be read precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, right? So you have to get the understanding of a scripture from where? Another scripture. Read.
And it shall be the prince's part
Go ahead.
to give burnt offerings.
Give what?
Burnt
Now
offerings.
we saying that Christ came and get done away with the law of sacrifice, right? Read it again.
Burnt offerings.
Burnt offerings, read.
And meat
And
offerings.
meat offerings, go ahead.
And drink
And
offerings.
drink offerings. So what we talking about? We talking about offerings, giving sacrifices, right?
What scripture
Read.
is that, brother? What's
In the feast.
Ezekiel 45 and 17.
that
Read.
Old Testament and New Testament?
It's the Bible. Read.
In the feast. And in the new moon.
Go ahead.
And in the Sabbaths.
Go ahead.
And in all solemnities of the house of
Read
Israel.
that again.
Let no man, this is chapter Colossians chapter 2, verse 16.
Go ahead.
Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of an holy day.
Read it again.
Let no man therefore judge you. Colossians chapter 2, verse 16.
Read.
Let no man therefore judge you in meat
In meat offerings
or in drink
or in drink offerings
or in respect of
7 holy days.
Because in the holy days, what did we have to do? We had to make offerings to God, right? Read.
On the new moon.
Because in the new moon, what did they have to do? They had to make sacrifices, right? Go ahead.
Or of the 7th day.
During the Sabbath day, what did they have to do? They had to do what? They had to make what? Back in the Old Testament, what did they have to do? During the Sabbath day, what they had to do?
You mean rest?
Read that again.
You mean refrain from everything?
Ezekiel 45:17.
Ezekiel chapter 45, verse 17.
Read.
And it shall be the prince's part to give burnt offerings.
To give what?
Burnt offerings.
To give what?
Burnt
So
offerings.
we had to give burnt offerings, read.
And meat offerings.
And meat offerings. Go ahead.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 16. Let no man therefore judge you in meat
In meat offerings,
or
read.
in drink
Or in drink offerings.
or in respect of a holy day.
Or making offerings. Read. Go back. Where you at? Go ahead. In the feast.
In the feast
Where we gave offerings. Read.
and in the new
In
moon.
the new moon where they gave offerings. That's what they used to do. But Paul is saying what?
Which are a shadow of things to come.
Because we don't keep the law of sacrifice anymore. The shadow of things to come was Christ. Christ was that perfect sacrifice.
That's right.
So it's not saying the law of sacrifice was the shadow of things to come. Right? Go ahead.
But the body is of Christ.
Right. There it is. The sacrifice is of Christ. So see how we broke that down? See, it's not, we don't keep these days anymore. We still keep these days, but we don't do what during these days? We don't sacrifice.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.